Hey guys, it's Chris. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be doing my week of April 29th is when I started melting these. So this is my do's and don'ts. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Got a lot of videos coming. We're going to start off really quickly with the ones because my drawer was getting a little full of these. So these are the Shea scents. We'll just get these out of the way. This is in Chestnut Sugar Babies, and this smelled like absolutely nothing. What did I write down? I didn't even give a time or anything on these. There's two different ones. It's supposed to be vanilla macadamia nut coffee. I put a whole one in each warmer, so I have two scent shots of these to see if I had any more luck instead of with the half, and it was nothing, not even a light. So those were duds. And this one was in that was Chestnut Sugar Baby, and then there were two in vanilla macadamia nut coffee. And even on Cold Sniff, if you guys watched my Buyers Beware video, there was nothing. So this was just a waste of my time. I'm posting whether or not I got them from a D-stash or I got directly from the vendor, and then I got directly from the vendor. And again, if you watch that the Buyers Beware video, you'll see what the situation was. So all I smelled was wax. I mean, I melted it and it just smelled wax. Like, that's all I smelled. So we had Vintage Chic Scents. This is called Fold in the Cheese from Vintage Chic Scents. I had ordered from Vintage Chic way back in the day. I don't remember being wowed by Vintage Chic. I remember they were really popular at one point, but this is a pour date of January 28th, 2021. I got this in a D-stash, so I don't know, again, how, I mean, I have the pour date, but I don't know if the person got this in a D-stash or they purchased directly from the vendor and then just D-stashed to me. So that's why I'm saying to what's D-stash wax and what's regular wax. And the rest of these, I believe, are D-stash wax. No, they're not all D-stash waxes. But so this is called Fold in the Cheese. It's a funny name, but it's cream cheese danishes with cherry filling and dusted with graham cracker crumbles. Now, I am not this actually smells pretty decent. I hate cherry scents. I can't stand them. I thought maybe with the cream cheese, it would sort of even it out and dusted with graham cracker crumbles. But this was a dud for me. And this was a crumble of some sort. So this was, I don't know if it was a shape that was crumbled up or whatever, but it was just kind of little chunks of wax, basically. But I put a little bit in each warmer, and from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. it was a light medium, and all I got was cherry. I mean, maybe a creamy cherry, but it was a light medium. Then from 5 to 7 it was light. By 7 there was no more scent. But in 2 warmers, it did travel, and this is mostly cherry, so glad that it was a light scent. I'm reading my notes, because cherry gives me a headache, but performance, not satisfactory. So this was like, it's hard because wafting-wise, when I say wafting, I mean, like, can I put it in my 2 bowls over here and walk into my kitchen and stuff like that and everything and still smell it? I could for a little while, so that's usually a sign of good performance. Unfortunately, that performance did not last, so it was a total of 3 hours. So to me, that's not satisfactory. And this is newer wax, so January, but it's fully cured by, January 2021. I mean, it's cured for 4 months, so that unfortunately was a dud, but I mostly got cherry. But I was kind of happy even when it was a light medium. I mean, I like my scent strong, obviously, but as a light medium, because there was a lot of cherry and that would have definitely given me a headache. So unfortunately, that was a dud. It's an interesting scent description though, if you like cherry, but that was not it. Okay, this is from Whispering Meadows. This is Erin's, and this was poured, Erin Salzberg, if you don't know her, on 2/11/21. This is Grapefruit White Tea Lemon Curd, and this came from her Random Act of Kindness, and that video is already up. And I love grapefruit scents. I had forgotten. I was watching some of my old videos. I had forgotten how much I love grapefruit scents, and Woo! It smells so good. This was a do. On cold, it was grapefruit, strong, and awesome. You do get some citrus in there. I don't know if it almost smells like a grapefruit / like orange or satsuma, which is really, really good. But it says white tea, lemon curd. Like the lemon curd, I don't know if I really got, but it says grapefruit with subtle notes of lemon and faint tea scent. That's what I got. So I got subtle notes of lemon or a citrus of some type. Like I don't know if it was very lemony, but and a really faint tea scent. 4:30 to 7, it was strong, but it was, so I put nice strong, wafting throughout my whole house. Not too strong though, where it's going to give you a headache and you have to open the windows. I mean, there is wax out there like that. And if you're not prone to headaches, then that's not really. And certain scents don't give me headaches, so I really like it like that. The fact that it wafted through my house, I mean, it was so great to be able to like go into the kitchen and make myself dinner, make a salad or something like that, and I could still smell it, even though in my living room is where I was melting it. So, and I have an L shape going on. So that was really cool. Not too strong, I put. Beautiful, crisp grapefruit and lemon notes. Not much of any tea notes. So I didn't really get any tea notes. You know what it kind of reminds me of now that I'm smelling it? Grapefruit, like an iced tea. So I guess there is tea notes in here, but when I was melting it, that's what I'm getting on cold. When I was melting it, it was more of just a citrusy grapefruit kind of smell. It was cool. 7 to 9:30 was medium, and it was a medium to light medium. It didn't throw as far, so it didn't travel from the bowl as far, but in the area the bowls were, I could still smell it nicely, and it wafted in that area. So like when I first melted it, I could smell it even in the kitchen, but after, 4:30, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, after 2.5 hours, I could still smell it, and it was just in my living space, my living area space, which was really nice. Because that's where I sit most of the time. Is here, in this area. So that was from 7 to 9:30. So that was another 2.5 hours. It was medium to light medium, and 9:30 to 10:30 was light, and I still got whiffs of it. So that was 6 hours total. So it never like went to super light where I couldn't smell it at all. Because by the end of the day, I went to bed around 11. So I turned it off at 10:30 so it could solidify and I could put it in the freezer. Because I wasn't gonna, since it was light at this point, I wasn't gonna turn around and kick it back up the next day, on a light. So when I was just getting whiffs here and there. But it was definitely a do from Whispering Meadows. I've had really, really great luck with Aaron's Wax, Whispering Meadows Wax Creations, or Whispering Meadows Boutique. Yeah, so 6 hours to me is a good melt. That's definitely, it's a do. Okay, so the next one was Lurid Apothecary. This was poured on 221. This was a D-stash, and it's in sheets, which is vanilla cashmere, black chamomile, cocoa butter cashmere. I don't even know. I'm just going off. I read the descriptions to you in the haul video. So on these do's and duds, I'm not going to read them off again. So on cold, I got a slight cocoa butter scent. There's still a couple cubes in here. Yeah, I get cocoa butter. Like, that's really what I get. No tea smell at all. Maybe a hint of vanilla. But these are definitely the wrong clamshells, guys, because I had mentioned it in the haul video that I wasn't sure about these. They feel different. When I went to pop out the cubes, my finger went right through this, like no problem. So, I mean, these are not the right clamshells. So if you get clamshells from Lurid, you might want to peel off the label as quick as possible and pop the whole clamshell out and put it in a cello bag, because that's what, I would do it. But I didn't really get great performance with this anyway. It was better than the vintage chic in performance. So from 11 a.m. to 2, so that's 3 hours. It was a medium strong, and it's a beautiful scent. It really is. I mean, I love the smell of cocoa butter. So it's a beautiful scent, nice cocoa butter and vanilla with a hint of tea. So on warm, really like the scent. So I really like this sheets. I really like it. I like the scent. I would purchase it from another vendor. This was D-Stash Wax. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was D-Stash Wax. Well, I shouldn't say D-Stash Wax. I think this was Random Act of Kindness Wax also, but I don't know if she purchased directly, if Erin purchased directly from the vendor or if she got this from somebody else. So it was a medium strong, beautiful scent, nice cocoa butter and vanilla with a hint of tea. I really, again, I really like this scent. It's nice. It's beachy. It's just kind of warm and cozy. It's just a really good scent. It wafted throughout the downstairs so I could smell it. So that was good. That's a good performer as far as that's a pro in the performance. 2 to 3, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. it was light. I didn't have to stand over the bowl, and it still wafted a little bit, and it left a nice after scent in the house. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. You ever lay down that carpet, refresh your stuff or whatever, and it smells super, super potent, right? But then you vacuum it up, and as you walk through your house, you get an after scent. It's like it doesn't envelop your house, but it's because you vacuumed up what you laid down. But yeah, that's the best analogy I can really think of right now. If you guys can think of a better analogy, post it down below. And from 3 to 4, it was super light. And I just don't even do super light. So super light means I had to stand over the bowl to smell it. It wasn't even a matter of... So it immediately dropped down from medium strong to light. So not even from medium strong to medium to light. So it totally skipped medium altogether. And it was a total of 4 hours. And that, to me, that's just not... For the prices that the vendors today are getting, that is not okay. I put 2 cubes in one bowl and 2 cubes in another bowl, and that's very sufficient. I put down, I love the scent, but performance-wise, just not up there. When it threw, it was great, but only around 3 to 4 hours, because even if, if you're not going to count light, if you're just getting whiffs here and there and, whiffs and wafts, I don't know, that reminds me of Harry Potter. I don't know. If that's all you're going to get, that's, it's personal preference, but to me, that's kind of a no-go. So I put it down as a dud, unfortunately. The smell is really, really nice. Will I look for sheets, the scent from other vendors? Absolutely. These clamshells are incorrect. So if you purchase from Lurid and she's still using the black clamshells, maybe tell her, because they're not right. They're not right at all. The next one was Southbound. I've heard a lot about this company, and this was D-Stash. There's no pour date on it. This is Southbound Candle Company, and this is in Pink Vanilla Snowflake, and there's no pour date on it. So I don't like that, but I told you that in the other one. I marked this as a dud, but I'm going to explain to you. So it says Pink Vanilla Snowflake, pink sugar, creamy vanilla, winter mint with hints of coconut. I said, nice smell if nose was over the bowl. And really what I get from this is pink with a hint of mint. And I had told you guys that. Now these are the right clamshells. I am not going to stick my finger's not going to go through this. It's not going to crack through this or anything like that. These are the correct ones. Yeah, so you get the buttermint and you get because this is described as pink sugar, creamy vanilla, winter mint with hint of coconut. You get pink and mint. And the mint is very light. So, I didn't even put times on here for some reason. I don't know why. But I marked it a dud, so I obviously didn't throw very well at all. I mean, And on cold, I got a light medium. Oh, there you go. Read your notes, Chris. On cold, I got a light medium. Pink sugar with a hint of mint is what I get. No coconut and vanilla. And when I heated it up, super light, almost non-existent, didn't even time it. I had to stand over the bowl. So this is definitely a dud. It wasn't like Shay's where I just smelled wax, but I shouldn't, you don't need to stand over your bowl and sniff, in order to enjoy your wax. Like that's not good. So I didn't even time this because it was so super light. I had to stand over my bowl that it wasn't worth it. Again, but I don't know if this was a destash of a destash of a destash, or because there was only 2 cubes in here, I believe. There's either 2 or 4 cubes. I'm not sure. There's no pour date on here, so I don't know how old it is. And this was not a full clamshell because I would have some left over if it was a full clamshell. So I think this was 1 cube each, but even still, I should have at least gotten a medium from it. I didn't. In fact, I think I only melted this in 1 warmer, which was over here, because I like to put 2 cubes in my warmer. So unfortunately, that was a dud. I haven't got any self-bound from the vendor itself. If it's one of your favorite vendors, post down below and let me know, because, like I said, a lot of this is destash wax, and so I don't know how long I have it. So on 4/29, I melted Pink Petal tea cakes, which is over here, by the Scented Squirrel. This was destash wax also, and not from Erin. This is destash wax, not Random Acts of Kindness wax, but I put destash wax regardless. And it was poured 3 March of 2021. And all I smell is rose out of this. So this is Pink Squirrel. Pink Petal tea cakes. It's supposed to smell like pink rose petals, pound cake, and vanilla glaze. Now, I'm not a floral person, guys. On cold, I mostly just got rose. I mean, shouldn't say mostly. All I got was rose. Not smelling the cake or vanilla glaze. So at 8:30, I melted it from 8:30 to 9:30. It was light. It was a floral rose scent. I put glad this one was not strong, as it was all rose. Just none of the other notes at all. There was a slight throw to it. I didn't have to stand over my bowl, but it was light. After an hour, there was nothing. And even over the bowl, there was nothing. This was definitely a dud. I mean, this is not old wax. This is 3 March of 2021. So I don't understand. Do you guys have the same experience or not? But that is not 1 hour of throw. No. Okay, so the next one was Perfect Sense in Mulberry. Sweet Juicy Berries House Blend. Again, I don't know what house blend is. This was poured December of 20. This was destash wax. I said I know it, no idea what this is, but I smell some vanilla and creaminess. So I meant the house blend. I don't know what house blend is. So I don't know if they threw vanilla in here. I just don't like when they say house blend. Like, mulberry is a mulberry. So, like, let us know. Give us more detail on what it is. This was the very heavily colored and glittered wax. They look like, it had bowling pins on it. Very, very dye saturated and glitter saturated on this. I mean, and on cold sniff, I love the smell. There is a creaminess to it. So, but I don't, when they say house blend, it's like, just don't, whatever. I don't know. Just a pet peeve. Don't keep it a secret. I just don't like that. Lots of glitter and dye. I put smells medium to strong on cold, but beautiful. I really enjoy the scent. I really, really do. 2:30 to 4. It was a medium light scent. So medium to light. I said I love the scent. Creamy mulberry, but very little wafting around the house. 2 cubes in each melter. Because this was originally a clamshell. So I don't know if whoever destashed this put it in the wrong type of cello bag. No, because it smells good on cold. So I don't know. Again, I just don't know about this. But it was a clamshell. So this was repackaged at some point. Love the scent. Creamy mulberry, but very little wafting around the bowl. 2 cubes in each melter. I really had to be conscious of smelling the scent. So, like, if I was having a conversation, in fact, I think I was that day, sort of, I had a friend come over, and we were talking or whatever, or I was doing church work, one of the two. So I'm not sitting here but I had to be really, really conscious of smelling it, and that just shouldn't be the case. Like, you should You know, it should catch your attention every once in a while. So 1.5 hours. So this was a dud, unfortunately. Because like I said, I really, really like the scent. Just like the sheets, I really like the scent. But this is definitely over dyed and over glittered. And as you guys know, in my, you know, my vendor suggestions and customer suggestions video, I forgot what I called that one, but I wish everybody would watch that. I have something in my eye, probably mascara. Everybody would watch that because that's just a no-go. It's going to affect your scent, whether you think it does or not. It will. Okay, so then we go to the last one, which is one of my all-time favorite vendors, Candles from the Keeping Room White Musk. This scent, just the scent, I'm not talking about performance yet, is to die for. I had 4 bundt cakes in here. This came from a D-stash, Candles from the Keeping Room D-stash. So like the whole bag is Candles from the Keeping Room, but I pulled this one out first. This white musk is described as the perfect musk. Carol doesn't put pour dates on her stuff, but with Carol's stuff, normally you could go 5 or 6 years and pull out some 5 or 6 year old wax and throw it in your warmer from Candles from the Keeping Room, and it's gonna throw just as good as it did before. This smell is amazing. I still have it going right now. Okay, so I used a whole bundt cake in each warmer. It was a medium. I was very shocked. I wanted this scent to be super strong. At least strong, if not super strong. And it was just a medium, but it was a gorgeous scent. I said, I may have to use half a shape and see if that works better. I'm going to really try that and then do half the bundt cakes in my 24 watt. But with Carol's wax, in my 18 watt, it does take longer to melt, but normally I've had amazing luck. So I'm not quite sure. Day 1. Now I go by days, and I'm gonna tell you again the pros and cons. So it was a medium. It threw downstairs. So throughout the downstairs, I could smell it. It was very nice from 6 to 7. That's 1 hour. 7 and 9, 2 hours, it dropped down to light throughout the downstairs. So that means I could even smell it in the kitchen. You know, I'm not just leaving it at one room. 9 to 11, it was light as I walked up to the bowl. So it wafted from 6 to 7. It even wafted from 7 to 9. 9 to 11, it didn't really waft as much, you know, where it was noticeable or anything like that. So that was 5 hours total on day 1. It never went to extra light or anything like that. It just dropped down to light. So I was a little disappointed by that. I wanted it to be strong off the gate, but it wasn't. I mean, you know, it just never hit strong or even a medium strong. Day 2, so I let it cool down. Day 2, I heated it up again. And this is, Candles from the Keeping Room is one of those companies that you can do this. And it's what I love about it. It picked up again as light, but I could smell it from where I was sitting and in the kitchen. But I could kind of smell it in the kitchen, but more of as I was walking by. So I don't know, like, if as I was walking by, it was wafting into the kitchen and sort of following me or what, but I could sort of smell it in the kitchen. It was light, but I loved this scent. I love it. I loved it so much. I'm going to have to try to buy it. I don't want to say that. It's like I'm going to try to buy it brand new. I will. But Carol's wax just normally isn't like that, so I'm not sure. I'm glad I have 2 more bundts because I really got to play around with this one. Performance-wise, then from 9 to 12, I put plus 3 hours. It was light. Day 2, for another 3 hours, I melted it, and it was light. But what I noted, what was weird about this, so I put a dud for performance because if you're just going to rate it as a medium for 1 hour, that to me is not a performer. And again, some scents are going to be lighter than others, but they should never be below, you know, the money you pay for them, they really should never be below a medium strong when you first get them, you know, when you first start melting. Like, it shouldn't be that way. For it to be a medium for 1 hour, it's just not really a good thing. But the scent itself, like I said, to die for. And what was weird about this is I turned it on and off for 3 days. And I still have it on because I'm still not getting that wax, that like burning wax smell, you know, when the scent is totally, absolutely gone. If I'm over the bowl, I can still smell it, or if I'm doing something close to the bowl, like the bowl is over there, and sometimes I sleep on the couch and I watch television, and if I'm laying there, I can kind of smell it a little bit still, which is so odd. So it never, I said I can still smell it, but super light, but it never turned into that waxy smell. So it was weird. Like even as today, as I was walking around the house, as I, you know, maybe I went to the door for something to get a package, I could smell it. It was super light, but I still got a little whiff of it, and it made me go, "Oh," you know what I mean? Not like that it was, you know, it was super light, but like just reminded me, you know, how scents remind you of things or whatever, but it just reminded me how much I like this scent. So that was really weird. But anyway, guys, that is what I've been melting for the last week of April, first week of May. And I will keep you posted and keep melting and see you guys in the next one. Take care.